Hi, I'm Lizabeth Phelps, the brain sticky communications expert, and this is video 3 on the topic of fear of public speaking. In video 1, I asked you to reframe what it is that you're really afraid of, because it's not public speaking, it's that you're afraid of being humiliated. In the second video, I talked about why is that? Why are we so afraid of being humiliated? And we have that in our background. So we talked about that, and I encouraged you to recognize that you do not have to give your consent to being humiliated ever again. And if you are ever feeling humiliated, it is only because you've given your consent. So in this video, I'd just like to talk about what are some things we could be doing in front of an audience that actually can tip us over into doing something that leaves us feeling humiliated. And the first thing I want to talk about is really being so very self-focused. If we are very, very self-focused as a speaker, we are going to tend to do something embarrassing. Self-focus really means that we have got to get approval. That we're up there, we are needing to be perfect, and we are needing to get approval, and we are needing for everyone in the audience to love us. Well, when we are holding on and grasping and needing something, anything in life that much, what's going to happen? We are going to get it. If we're holding on to it, then we're going to keep it, right? So it is absolutely essential for you to look at where you might be stepping in front of a room having to be perfect so that you won't be humiliated, so that nobody will see your undercurrent of unworthiness, your fear that you are somehow unworthy. So you need to show up absolutely perfect to overcompensate, to make sure everybody loves you, make sure that you make not one single mistake. You know, when you are carrying that into any presentation, you are probably going to embarrass yourself. There is most likely something that you are going to do that's going to tip you over into the very thing you don't want. So I want you to consider that. Really think about how are you holding on to a need to be perfect, a need to not make any mistake up there. And recognize that it's probably going to create a moment of humiliation for you. You might completely freeze and not remember what you wanted to talk about. Or you could have to start grabbing for your notes and end up reading them word for word because of this need to show up so perfectly. So take a look at that. Look at that, because that is going to perpetuate your fear of public speaking. If you have to be perfect, oh my God, of course you're going to be afraid of being up there, because we all know underneath that we're not going to be perfect, and we're not going to be perfect. We aren't perfect. If you have to sit down for that one, sit down for that one. But the fact of the matter is, you're not going to be perfect. But if you have to be perfect or you're not going to step on stage, then you got a bit of a problem. So loosen up. Recognize that you're not going to be perfect. And if you ever aren't perfect in front of a room full of people, then be self-effacing about it. Have some humor. Bring it to their attention. Make some joke about it. Let them know that you know that you just did something, but it's got to be funny because you don't want to act nervous and say, oh God, I'm sorry, I've forgotten what I'm doing here, because that's just going to create that snowball effect for you. So consider that, all right? How is it that you need so desperately to show up perfectly, and how does that contribute to fear of public speaking and really contribute to a good possibility that you could humiliate yourself and embarrass yourself? So give that some thought. And then go on over to inspiredleadershiptraining.com/secrets. It's a site that talks all about a very rare and very special public speaking training that I teach. It's not about fear of public speaking at all, but it does give you some very key pieces, sequences that you follow, and when you have those sequences, you're not afraid. So go check it out. I'm Lizabeth Phelps of Inspired Leadership Training. Until next time.